Hi guys, today we're going to be doing a reading on Navalny. And if you're curious why you have not heard much about the guy, it's because Putin's put him in prison again. Accused him of fraud and some other nonsense. But what I want to take a look at is because I've had requests to see how Navalny will do and what his future is like with things as they are, with Putin quickly signing basically his own end. So we're going to use a new deck today, and it's a little different. So I just want to I started using it with the reading, and it looked like it was going to marry up, so to speak. So I just thought, well, I'll just go ahead and I'll use this deck. It looks like it's, answering some things. So the deck that I'm using, you guys, is called the Color Goddess Casting Cards, and it's a second edition. And I will be doing an unboxing on this deck, as well as a few others that's upcoming. So you guys know I'm always backlogged, unfortunately due to chronic health issues, but I get there at the end of the day as best as I can. And I will definitely do that for this deck, which you will now get to see me use. So the question really is like, what is Navalny's future? And given this situation, now that Putin is, like I said, basically, I know this man is not coming back from this. No matter how much he is successful in just destroying and leveling parts of Ukraine, he's still not going to win. I've got that. And I tell you, you can take it to the bank. So I'm going to use the Color Goddess casting cards, and I'm just going to ask, and we're just looking at Navalny, and I think I'm going to try kind of the Celtic Cross basis to read on him. Okay, let's see what we get. I've tried to shuffle these really well. Hoping my mic isn't picking up on all the door squeaks and everything. Okay, we're getting, the first card we're getting is magenta. So we have magenta, and it says different, diverse, unusual. And that's what's covering him. Well, he certainly is that kind of a person. So let's just see what else we get with this deck. Kind of looks like Genie's bottle. Remember? That's Genie's bottle from I Dream of Jeannie. Okay. Looks like I could have probably done a better job on continuing to shuffle. Just shows you even as much as I was shuffling. But this says, this is Wisteria, expansion, immortality, infinity. And that's what crosses him. So there's, right now, the expansion, I feel like that's the challenge, right? He's sitting in a prison cell. So getting out there, being able to say what he wants to say, do what he wants to do. Of course, Putin has him locked up right about now. But I feel that he knows that he's just got to kind of wait it through. Because I think Alexei knows that Putin has this time really done it for himself. You know, he's really messed it up for himself. Um, he's not coming back out of this. So I almost feel like this wisteria is just him kind of holding as he is, you know, having to accept that. But I believe that once Putin is gone, you know, he will definitely come out from being locked up. Let's see what else we get with this deck. We get Lilac, immaturity, innocence, youth. And he is innocent. He's the accusations are ridiculous, and that's what Putin does to this man all the time, is just make these ridiculous charges and throw him in prison and throw him in prison. He's tried to kill him. Burgundy, ambition, honor, respect. That's what Alexei wants to keep, which is definitely, if you can see, there's a medal up there. You know, it's all about honor and respect, and he does have ambition, and he's just waiting, I believe, for things to fall into place so that he can become a participant in creating and helping to create a new Russia. Interesting that despite the fact he's getting a lot of purple and but it's all making sense to me. It's not like, okay, you know, I shuffled those cards and clearly I got part of the pattern in there, but with all these purples, but it's working out because it makes sense. If it didn't make sense, I'd know. Oh, back to the drawing board, got to reshuffle. Okay, so next card, we're going to look behind him. We have silver, insight, illumination, and reflection. All right, so you might hear my stomach growling. Yeah, there it goes. Sorry about that, folks. That's in the past. And indigo is in his near future, which is discovery, intuition, and perception. I really just get such a strong feeling with these cards that he's realizes once again that he's just going to kind of stay in a holding pattern and try to, you know, endure through until Putin's not in charge anymore. Right now, he's got Mint, which is about daydream, fantasy, imagination. So I think he's using a lot. I get this feeling with this guy that he mixes his intuition a lot and kind of meditation in some way to kind of pass time while he's been locked up. I think he's able to entertain himself in some kind of ways, and I think he's just kind of daydreaming in some respects about what his future might be like once Putin's gone. I definitely get that. I definitely see that he knows what's going on, and he knows that he's innocent, and he knows that, what's the other thing on this one? You know, it's a matter of time, and that there will be discovery, there will be, what does that say? Intuition, perception. Again, to me, that's him using and utilizing these aspects, these tools that he's, I think, developed probably by being in prison so much. And it doesn't have to be some kind of formal, you know, kind of meditation or anything. It's just when you kind of alter your own thinking. So he, in his environment, he gets Iris, which is journey, path, travel. That's what's in the environment. His environment is the journey, path, and travel. I just feel like this is part. It's saying that this is part of somebody of the nation and the surrounding areas. It's part of their journey to experience his fall. And I think that once, Putin is not running things, we're going to see Navalny traveling as well here and sharing his insights and his, what he was doing and helping his people. I see him being able to become active, and I see he daydreams about that a lot. We've got a lot of purple for him. That upper, the third eye. So he's getting purple in the place of the hopes and fears, and that's dignity, nobility, and prominence. And I think that's what, he's hoping to. I keep getting that through a lot of cards. It's very important for him to maintain dignity and his own principles. That he sticks to his own, that he doesn't collapse. Sorry, I'm reaching for my coffee. That he doesn't kind of collapse and kind of give Putin what he wants. So it's kind of like a chess game between him and Putin. Now, the final card for Navalny is angels, purity, and radiance, and the color white. So I believe that he will definitely end up not being in prison and after Putin is sorted out. And that looks like it's in the relatively nearish future. I would say within probably a year. It's just a feeling I'm getting, but I could be wrong. So just take that with a grain of salt. But I feel that Navalny, at the end of the day, further into the future, it shows him here, I feel like being out of prison and able to share his experiences, and it will enrich the world. It will offer a lot of understanding, information, things, so on and so forth. And he will become definitely a person that is active in helping to rebuild Russia to a certainly less authoritarian type of nations, trying to get it to have better representation of its diverse, there's a lot of diverse people that are quote unquote living in what is considered Russian territory. And I just got a flash that more of some of these places that have been under Russian rule that are but culturally very different, I think may break away after Putin's not there. It's just a feeling, but I'll look at that later. But this is about Navalny. So, he has ambition, and that's not going anywhere. He's just waiting. He's just biding his time. And he's no fool. He's also very intuitive, has tremendous insight, and intuition, insight. And we're talking, I think he uses his third eye a lot with the so-called daydream. I think he does. I think he's visualizing and blah blah blah. It's some method that he does. I feel like I'm seeing that he, what they call positive affirmation, sees things to manifest. I have a feeling he does that while he's in prison a lot. And I think the payoff comes out once Vlad is gone. I definitely feel that he will be part of the people that are putting the nation back together, and that he'll be released. Very interesting deck. I really like it. Even though it has so much feminine representation, I can take it or leave it on this. Very interesting deck. I really like the colors and everything. There's a lot of little Easter eggs, as they say, in them too. Like here's a little tarot card of the Fool, where we have innocence and youth. So that's interesting. So this would be a new start as well. Yeah. And this would be a new start for basically Russia and basically Navalny and a lot of people. He's aware of it, that there's a new start coming. And he has the ambition and the honor and respect. He truly does. It's not that he's perfect. I'm sure that there's a skeleton somewhere in there. But I think out of many of them, he's really somebody that actually cares about the people. He really, really does. He would not go through what he's gone through. And he's going through it primarily, for the children and the, the future. So, and he's thinking of his own kids, and he's a good man. I'm glad to see that, to have it affirmed. Now, let me pull a couple extra cards just to see what we get with an addition to the white diamond card. And remember, this says angels, purity, and radiance. So I think he's just going to shine and become very instrumental in helping to move Russia along in the right direction. He's got innocence, purity, things, and I think the angels are really on his side. I really do. This man probably would not have survived all that he has if he didn't have that extra help. And not to say that others didn't. We can't do that. People have to go sometimes when it's their time. But I feel like it's clearly not been his time, and his angels and guides have been working double duty to make sure that that opportunity remains. Very interesting. Now, look at that. We get emerald, fortune, luck, and luxury. I feel like that's for the country. Salmon, obstacles, perseverance, persistence. Yeah, I think he's going to help to, try to bring back the economy, try to bring in investing, try to, this aspect feels like it's not so much personal luxury, but more one that he wants to see investment, of course, and getting through obstacles that their nation has for their children. He does not give up. That is one thing you can truly say about this man, is he does not give up. He is like the salmon that just truly fights, has against the stream is against him, and he's just heroically. And I don't like to put people up on a pedestal, because it's too easy then for people to get really disillusioned when somebody that they admire, that they put a little too high up on a pedestal, doesn't and can't live up to this fantasy, right? So I'm reluctant to ever do that, but it doesn't mean that I don't respect and absolutely it shows this man has very good energy and good intentions. So here we have with 20, which is kind of that earthy ambery color. Conflict, physicality, and victory. I think after seeing the obstacles that he's trying to bring better fortune and well-being and growth and good stuff back into his nation, and getting through the obstacles that have been created as a result of who's been in power, cough, cough. I see him overcoming the mess somehow. Yeah. And there's Rose. Emotions, love, unity. So that unity and victory make me feel like, yeah, Navalny's going to be working with people to better Russia and to help pick it back up. I think it's going to be in quite a bit of a bad situation with all the sanctions and whatnot. And it's going to need a lot of rebuilding in various ways. So he's going to definitely be active in that and be a part of that and bring his benefit of knowledge and energy and his persistence. That's a blessing to Russia. And I think he will have a lot of respect at the end of the day by people that maybe in Russia didn't prior think so much of him. But I think at the end of the day, once people who used to support Putin, more of them decide this man's messing up our country and he's not who I thought he was. Disillusioned also. More of them, more Russians will become disillusioned, I feel like, by Putin, that have been so much for him. Now, there will be people, just like there's people that still support Trump and all of that, that will support him, but it's going to be less. Far, far less, because of the casualties and the word getting back to families whose children that are being sent off to fight these wars. And as they let their family know, just like I told you would happen, and we've had seen where we've been able to pick up on phone calls and whatnot where they're saying, you know what, mom, grandmother, whoever, their family member they're talking to, they told us these were exercises, they didn't leave us with enough food, they've left us out in the cold and abandoned us, blah, blah, blah. So more of that is going to really hurt Putin with those that were once very staunch supporters. I do see that with him. But so that's what I'm getting for Navalny. He's definitely going to come through on this after I believe Putin loses power. So I'm going to stop this reading here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a look at a Putin ally, Ramzan Kadyrov, who wants to just continue to fight. He's a Chechen puppet, Putin puppet. And I will also look more again at Putin's situation and Russia and all of that, so in a separate reading. So please, if you enjoy these readings, please give me a thumbs up and share, because my numbers have kind of leveled, and I need to get those numbers back up. You can't be sick for a day or two, I tell you, that it starts messing with your numbers. So anyways, whatever. Share, please, and thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video or live.